The most popular video on my channel, and one of the first videos on my channel, was a video where I talked about the Top Step and Earn2Trade combines. And in that really old, poor quality, rambling video, I explained why I was no longer going to continue doing the combines and moved out and started my own account, which I absolutely don't regret. And I've had periods where I've done really well, and I've had periods where I've lost money. But overall, I think it's been a good experience, and I've learned a lot from doing it. Well, I've been meaning to make another follow-up video about this because a lot has changed in the industry. But, I was on my own account, and so I guess I just didn't really have the motivation and kept forgetting about it. That was until I saw this story. Ryan Masten, the founder of Earn2Trade, has been indicted by the SEC for fraud. Now, I want to be very clear, this fraud is unrelated to his business at Earn2Trade, and we'll talk about that. Still, I just thought this was a really great opportunity to talk about the combines. I think there's a lot to unpack here, and I'm not going to mince any words, so let's get into it. I am Speculator Seth, and remember, I live stream here on YouTube every morning from 8:20 to 10:30 Eastern Time. So hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. The bell icon will make it easier for you to know when we are live. And I know that a ton of you guys have experience with the combines. I think that most retail traders in futures these days have tried the combines. So please leave your own experiences in the comments below, what your experience with the combines were. So what is this story I'm talking about? Ryan Masten, the founder of Earn2Trade, has been indicted by the SEC for fraud. Now, Earn2Trade sent out the following statement about this. None of the alleged incidents took place during Ryan's ownership of Earn2Trade, nor had they any connection to Earn2Trade. By April 2019, Ryan was already a fractional minority shareholder in Earn2Trade, and on July 1st, 2020, his final shares were purchased and he was no longer a shareholder in the company. Just want to be clear that Earn2Trade itself hasn't done anything illegal, although I'm sure that this will be a really big reputational hit. And the thing is that the fraud that he was involved in is just so insidious, in my opinion. So what he did is he set up a whole exchange just to defraud people. So it was a binary options exchange, and traders thought that they were trading with legitimate counterparties, but in reality, they were just trading with the exchange itself, and they had these robots and this algorithm set up to basically defraud investors of everything that they had. And if the traders were somehow able to beat the system and actually get a winning trade, they would just delete the winning trade, which is just like, oh my gosh, like every trader, I think, has this thought that this whole thing is rigged against me. And especially, I think when you're taking the combines, sometimes you wonder, hey, is this whole thing just set up for me to fail? And in this case, that really was the case. It's every trader's worst nightmare, and really, like, I think the most grievous sin you could possibly commit against fellow traders. Now, in my opinion, it makes sense why Ryan would be attracted to a business like Earn2Trade and TopStepTrader with the combines. Why go through all the effort of setting up a whole exchange to defraud people when people will literally just give you the money themselves as they try and fail to pass your combine over and over and over again? And this is where I have really soured on the combines, because when I started out, there was a legitimate reason to have combines. The barrier for entry for most people was just having enough capital. And if you were going to trade E-minis, you wanted to have at least $5,000 minimum, and probably a lot more than that to really give yourself a fighting chance. But then the exchange released micro futures. So now it's 1/10. You can get started for $500 would be a great starting point. And that barrier just really isn't there. And so for the combines to be spending upwards of 160 and even 300 or more for some of the larger combines, I just don't think that the value proposition is there. There is one case where if you wanted to trade oil, because there's still a pretty high barrier of entry into oil, they're trying to get micro contracts for it, but that just hasn't happened yet. And I guess there's also the case where if you are just really confident in your strategy and you want to swing big, then the combine would be a good option for you. But if you were really that good, you would probably already have your own account and probably have already built something pretty good up. So I feel that in reality, they're mostly just preying upon people's false hopes now. And the thing that really bothers me is that it's kind of almost become a cottage industry among the trading community. So there are entire channels that are set up basically to funnel people into the combines. And one of the things that really bothers me about some of the things that I've seen, and you all know who I'm talking about. If you're seeing this video as recommended, you probably know exactly the channels that we're talking about. They use strategies that utilize excessive risk. So they're taking a stop that's much larger than their winners. And so they have a really, really high win rate. And it seems like they're winning all of the time, but then all of a sudden, just within one day, the whole thing falls apart. So what happens is they're able to get funded, and then eventually things catch up with them, and after they have the account, they lose it. And so then they start another combine and they go through it again. And I know some traders that have been through the combines, been funded, and then lost their account over 5 times. Meanwhile, they're pushing the combines to everybody and making money through the affiliate links. I had an affiliate link too. Earn2Trade sent it to me, and at the time I felt that I should be fair with legitimate businesses, work with everybody, and it was a discount. So even though I wasn't too hot on combines at the time, if somebody wanted to use the combine and they got a discount for it, then why not? But I regret doing it because I feel like it was a missed opportunity where we could have made a change here. And that's really why I wanted to make this video. I would like to see a change. I understand these companies are not necessarily doing anything wrong, certainly not anything illegal. I just feel like we can do better. And I really like these companies, especially TopStepTrader. I know the guys over there pretty well. I've consumed a lot of their content. The founder, I think, is a great guy. Danny and all the guys on the YouTube channel are really great and know their stuff. They're doing that business because they wanted to help traders and they saw a need in the community. The problem, though, again, is that the industry has changed and the combines have not adjusted. And so that's really why I wanted to make this a video, is what are some of the changes that I would like to see? Well, first of all, I think there's a lot of low-hanging fruit in that these companies can provide a lot of services that are useful to traders beyond just the combines. And they kind of already do some of these things, but it's more of a funnel to get people to go into the combines. And I feel that if they put more effort into these sorts of services, that would be really beneficial to everyone. So they have their mentoring aspect, which is great. And I think that they should do more to provide good mentoring to everyone. When I did it, it was like a once a month thing. And if they could make it more frequent and a little bit more involved, I think that would be really great. Also, they have a great YouTube channel, and the TopStepTrader YouTube channel is just criminally unsubscribed. Like, seriously, they have some good content, and I think that they could put more effort into their content, and making more one-off long form content to build the channel up would be great. There's also a lot of things about like news and text. I'm always looking for more stuff to read, and what I found is that there's not really a whole lot of like trader focused content of that nature. You know, I could go and I could get like a Bloomberg or a CNBC subscription, but I would really like to see something that's more focused on retail traders and helping us understand what is actually going on in the industry and in the economy and so forth. These are all things that I would be willing to pay every month for and not do the combines. Ultimately, though, I would really like to see a shift in focus more towards just trying to get traders to start their own accounts. So for instance, over at EdgeClear, they're doing some innovative things where you can get group discounts. So you get together as a group, and if you as a group trades enough volume, then you get a big discount on your commissions. And it's even possible to do something where you can give somebody in the group a risk manager kind of role so they can see what everybody's doing. And if somebody needs to be told that, hey, you're taking on too much risk, or maybe you should take a break today, then you can set that up. And that is something that I think is really, really valuable. I know Futures Trader 71 has done some of that, but I mean, it's a really hard thing because there's so many traders. But that's something that I think can be expanded and that people would be willing. I would absolutely pay for that. And then you get this kind of a situation where you can let people trade on their own accounts and fund them if they're trading well. And then you can really kind of have better guidelines about when you get funded, because as it is right now, there has to be like this win condition. You have to make a certain amount, but this way you can have a much longer period to look at. So now you can look at somebody's performance over a 3, 6, or even a whole year period, and you can say, well, hey, over the entire year, this guy actually did really, really well, so we should fund him. And you can kind of pick. I think this would be a much better situation for everybody because you can get a lot more people to subscribe on a monthly basis. The traders are getting more out of it. They're pushed more towards trading strategies that are going to result in long-term success. You've all heard the statistics that something only like 5% of day traders actually succeed. And I think that we can do a lot to fix that. And a lot of it is just that traders don't have the support. They're not pushed towards the things that are really going to help them be successful. And I really think that we could get that up, and we could get it to somewhere like 30 to 40% of day traders actually do have some success. And I think that if anybody in the industry is positioned to be able to help make that change happen, it's companies like Earn2Trade and TopStepTrader. So those are some of my ideas. I understand it's a hard thing, I don't want it to be like, oh, you didn't do what I said, so screw you guys. I understand the whole, like, transforming your business, especially when you've got a whole company that people are dependent on for their living is a really big thing. But I mean, we're trading, right? We're all about taking risks. And I really think that there are some changes that these companies can make where they could fundamentally transform themselves and become even more successful than they have already been. So I want to leave you guys with that. I'll just remind you that I am live here on YouTube every day from 8:20 to 10:30 Eastern Time. So please like and subscribe to this video. I will see you guys in the morning. And in the meantime, stay profitable, friends.